Okay. Let's make magic happen. Or not. We could make failure happen too. Failure happening seems to be a more likely end to what goes on here. Trying to make sure that my Twitch stream is going, because right now it doesn't seem to be. What is the problem? Hang on now. I got to see what's cooking, why I'm all broken and everything. Why I'm all broken and everything. Am I working? Hey, it says I'm working. Well, why isn't it working on my phone properly? All right, let's shut that down and start it back up again. Come on. There we go. Now I can see who's watching and what they have to say and all those kinds of things, which right now is nobody and nothing, which hopefully it stays that way. That way I can say whatever I want and do whatever I want, and you guys just all have to suck it and deal with it later. Drinking some coffee. Was able to swing by Starbucks and get me a blonde Americano, which I kind of dig. This is The Great Gatsby by Grumpy Old Fartknocker, also known as Grumpy Old Man, also known as the GOM. I am not sure if there is a literary tie-in here necessarily. It's supposed to be upstate New York in the foothills of the Adirondacks. Well, my wife is from Norwich, and I've spent time up in the Finger Lakes and other things, so let's see how this breaks down. I will say that I don't see the required elements listed. So Captain Grumpy Old Person Man, Sir Scruffs-a-lot, if you would, go ahead and specify what you want to do in there. Well, Pithy, she was from Norwich when I met her. They originally, I think she was born in Elmira, and they lived in Elmira for a little bit, and then Norwich. Norwich was a nice little place. Her grandparents lived in, what was the name of the place? Binghamton for a long time, and so no, I've been up that way many times. Well, I guess I should say from the first tee, we've got, you know, some kind of squiggly fairway shapes going on, but that's okay. I mean, if it works, it works. So we're going to see how this all works out. What is up, Cinder? Or Cinder? Or Cindrev? Sydney, where was that in relationship to Norwich, just so I have an idea? Got some water going on. This is not bad. This is fine. Reminds me of some TGC 1 and 2 courses, just in the fairway shapes in that. Little southeast? Okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. This is a lovely little approach shot. I mean, right now, so far I look here and I go, yeah, I could see this kind of just being a little out in the country, little golf course, which honestly I think we could use more of. I think it's nice. We don't need any big resorts everywhere. This is fine. Right now, I just want to call you names. Hey, you know what else is true about that, Pithy, is that if you miss your exit, you get to drive for another 40 minutes because the highway system up there is stupid. And there's no place to turn around, and there's exits that are like 400 miles apart. It is dumb. Dumb, 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 da, dum, da, dum, dumb. You know, that shadow was kind of off-putting from that tree. I'm like, what is that? Actually, from the tee, I like this. This is a nice little look from the tee. Not bad. Big, huge tee box. That's cool. I don't mind the fairway being, the bunker being kind of wonky. I kind of like it. I do think that, you know, even though this is a short par 3, I'm just looking at pin placements here. I think you could have expanded this green. You could even brought this green down this direction and had it be, you know, even further tiered, and I think you would have liked it. I like the way that things seem a little claustrophobic up here. You know, we got a fairway over there, we got a tee right there, and everything's kind of kind of tucked together, it keeps the feel from the first hole going. There's a backstop. Let's see how this works. Oh, fast. That ain't going to work. You know, you say there's not much civilization, but I'm telling you, even driving to Syracuse from Binghamton, there's just, I mean, if you miss an exit, you're just toast. You're toast, man. Well, oh, look at that. Chronologically down the course list, not really. I've been kind of skipping around a little bit. I'm trying to mix it up a little too. Have some guys who have been in contests before, you know, on the same day as somebody who maybe hasn't been. Just that kind of thing. Also, just kind of how the mood strikes me. I know that some guys' courses are going to be a little, and I have no problem saying that some of them are going to be a little harder to get through than others as far as from a comment standpoint. And so you want to mix it up a little bit. And there are guys who I've known for a long time, and I try to, you know, I want to make sure to give everybody a fair shake and not, you know, come across wrong too. So it's better to kind of spread things out a little, mix it up. I like the way this tee shot looks from here. I'm not quite sure why the choice was made to make the fairway closer, thinner. I mean, that makes kind of the opposite sense that you would think. I mean, this whole area down here could be fairway, and it wouldn't change anything from the tee, but it would mean that if somebody wanted to play short, they certainly could, and it wouldn't be a problem. This green size seems about right. Your bunkers are, you know, they're fine. The sculpting on this one over here especially, I guess, could use a little work, but that's okay. It is all right. Some folks are probably going to whine about your lighting. Don't let that stress you out too much. It's a choice, and some televisions or computer monitors deal with it a little differently, so it is what it is. And again, guys, just so you know, I'm not playing for a score. I'm just zipping around kind of looking at stuff. If I decide to start playing for real, I will start playing for real, and then I'll score even worse. And you'll notice that, and it'll be fun. I thought about adding some kind of wager mechanism on the stream, but it was just, you know, how far in the wrong direction will Reebdo hit it on this shot? Place your bets. See again here, I don't understand something, Grumpy. The short part of the fairway, which you would think would be the place for shorter hitters or lesser players to play, is the harder portion to hit. And then you've decided, well, I'm just going to throw bunkers next to each of these. I also get the sense, and I could be totally wrong, and if I am, that's fine, that you're using shapes for your fairways, which is great. I use shapes sometimes too. But you're trying to match them up in such a way that they just don't flow together terribly well. I'm going to say again, like I did with Andre, stop relying on this shape, that shape, twist it, turn it. Get yourself a big circle brush or a big oval brush and make the shape whatever you want it to be. Don't rely on other shapes. I'm not quite sure too. We've got a hazard here and another hazard and another hazard. We're just kind of hazardizing things a little bit, especially on a 643-yard par 5. I would think the option would be either let somebody play short, like back here, but playing short back here seems ridiculous. So the strategy on this hole is a bit wonky. I will say from the tee it looks fine, but that's because there's some hilling involved and it hides the narrowness and somewhat goofiness of that fairway. I like the roll to the fairway up here. However, again, I'm not sure. I guess if you laid up here, your second shot could put you up in here, so I could see that. But if somebody does go for a drive, their second shot landing area is, again, just surrounded, I guess. It's fine. I just feel like the strategy here was almost overthought, if that makes sense. Like, you could have done it a little more simply and it would have been fine. I will say too, having a back bunker on a 3-shot par 5, unless it's for a visual standpoint, and this is just a personal thing, there are some other people who are going to disagree with me and that's fine, but I don't get as much because if I've got a pitch or a flop shot into this green, a back bunker isn't going to do anybody any good. And that's really what you're going to have. You've also got some yellow there that's going to give you an illegal pin. I don't, it's not going to hurt my feelings too much, but you've got yellow in. Hello, friends, family, co-workers. What about butt heads? I don't feel welcomed anymore. That's okay. The big smooth one. You know what? I will tell you, Grumpy, you do a good job of framing your tee shots. They all have been very pleasant. I just wish that there was, like this whole section here, the green is over to the left. So you could have very easily let this fairway come all the way over here. All the way over here. And it would have been great. I think it would have improved your look from the tee. You could have had some camber involved. But all of this could have been fairway and it would have been better. Because you're playing away from the hole. You know what I mean? You're giving somebody a safe shot away from the hole. And to me, giving him a safe shot away from the hole seems to be the way to go. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm just going to play to the scary section just to see how it looks if I make it. Because I'm curious about something. Okay, I hit a perfect inside the blue line tee shot. And I don't know how much it gained me. I mean, it gained me some. Maybe a club. Angle is a little better. But if you don't hit it dead on the screws into the wind, this isn't going to help anybody because you're going to be stymied by these trees. So, I don't know. I think if you're going to give somebody this option, take those trees away. Oh, am I going to get a 100% lie in the water? Oh no, heavy rough. Under a rock. I love these fluid rocks. Liquid metal. Get to the chopper! It's liquid rock. Liquid rock is the new Terminator. Hey, that didn't work at all. I hit it and it sounded like it hit a rock. Probably because it hit a rock. Yeah, I think the trees would cause some problems if you went, if you were a little shorter than I was, which a lot of people will be. So that's fine. That wasn't a joke. I was just being stupid. Again, I like what you do with your tee shots here. I don't mind this area over here being hidden a little bit. I really don't. Because it's not, like if I wanted to play from, if I wanted to play from another tee, that's not hidden. It's only hidden from the back tee, which is okay. Because I've got some, planting in that gets in the way there. So I don't mind this. I think that I think you would have been better served to bring the green down into this fairway a little more and just make the green in and of itself a little larger. This wall is pretty well done. There are some ways to make that even a little better. I am thinking that having the combination of the stones here and the wall there may bother some folks. It doesn't really bother me that much, if at all. I mean, it really doesn't bug me at all. But I still say your tee shots, they all have looked nice, and I appreciate that. That takes a good eye, and you've excelled there. So very well done there. I wish that some of the, older designers would pay more attention to their sight lines on tee shots sometimes, and you've done a nice job with that. So good job. I'm just playing gouge, bomb and gouge golf right now. So I really wanted to go. Oh wow, that was bad. I really wanted to go to the range right now, but it's flipping hot outside, and I don't want to go outside. I might anyway, but it's 90 degrees and high humidity, and I just don't feel like sweating a bunch. Maybe I'll wait till it's almost sunset and go. like 8 o'clock or something. I'm wondering if you're counting this as a blind tee shot, because I don't know if it would count as a blind tee shot. I don't think so, because you're going to land, but the ball's not going to end up. It's interesting though. I don't mind this tee shot. I think it'd be cool to be able to see what's going on down here. I'm more interested to see what it would look like if I played my second shot from here. I still don't think I'd mind. The strategy on this hole doesn't bother me. And even the way you've got this green shaped in here is kind of fun. I don't know, this is it's kind of a silly hole, but I like it. I like silly holes occasionally. Oh, that could end up kind of nice. Oh, except it bounced the wrong way. So instead it ended up like poop. Turn, 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 turn. Now turn back the other way and go in the hole. Turn the other way and go in the hole. Sounded like a page out of the Kama Sutra. I should record an audio version of that, just for fun. Do the whole thing like this. Hang on, I want to see this tee box. I like that tee box. Just the weird slopes. Again, I think that the fairway here is just, I don't know why you did that. I mean, you could have extended it over here, and very few people are going to take that option. But you're giving people a bailout, and it just, I don't know. That may come with time, but I think it has more to do with strategic thought and an artistic eye than it does necessarily with experience. So you're going to want to work on that for the next go around, because I don't know that that's something that is going to come with time. I think it's something you're going to have to purposefully work on. I know a lot of people are keen on saying things, well, this will come with time. Well, that'll come with time. Well, I'm telling you, expanding fairways in the right directions in that will not come with time. You're just going to have to change the way you do things and try different things. Well, fast was not what I had in mind. And if you guys disagree with me on that, you let me know. But I don't think that's a time thing. Also, I got to say, I never understood the especially with no cart paths, the little ankle-high signs. You're going to put a sign in, just make it a sign. Let's just look at this fairway. Yeah, again, just look at that fairway shape. I don't understand. I don't have to understand. It's your course. I just have to play it. I'm just telling you I don't understand. Let's see how many bunkers I can hit it in one round. We got some serious bathtubing going on in these bunkers, and that's, I mean, I don't care for it myself a lot of times, but I mean, there are bunkers like that. It's not like you're doing anything necessarily wrong if that's the look you're going for. If it's not the look you're going for, then you are doing something wrong. In which case, stop doing that. And here we get to hit into this new building, which for some reason in my head always looks like some kind of strange ice cream palace. Like I'm going to go there and it's going to be like a Cold Stone Creamery inside. Going to be guys in little paper hats. They'll be the Stranger Things 3 with the, you know, ahoy! I am not actually trying to hit in every bunker. I just am. So I'm going to start actually trying to play here, because this is going to get really annoying for everybody watching. You may like what you hear, but you ain't going to like what you see. Especially when I start playing naked. I posted, by the way, in the Canadian trip thread. If anybody wants to pony up some money, I will tee off on that first hole wearing some skimpy Christmas themed boxer shorts. This one almost looks like it could be shapes, or that you did splines but didn't bother to smooth them out, which I'm not sure about. Either way, a little janky. Little janky. And into the flowers I go. But that's okay. I don't mind flowers. Flower beds are a great place to play golf. Well, that didn't work. Went back uphill more than I thought. Fair enough. Like I said, it's time to pay attention. So let's do it. Hole 11, 240 yards, par 3. Stroke index 3. 1 foot downhill. And again, we've got this run up of fairway that doesn't match up from an angle standpoint to the green. I don't think this bunker over here was even needed. I think you could have gotten away without it, or brought it away from the playing surface and dropped it down further. From the tee, again, it's fine. I don't know. This hole is not my favorite one on the course so far. Why is that going that way? Yeah, whatever. I guess I did push it slightly at the end, didn't I? Stop. Wow, everybody's been quiet for several holes. Either you're all just jotting down notes saying, oh, listen to him, go. Wow, that's great. Or you all have become bored of watching and you're sad. Oh, now this tee shot as a blind tee shot is pretty forced. Because this almost looks like, hey guys, what do we do with all this dirt? Oh no, put it over there. Hey, that's put in front of the tee. Oh, that's a great blind tee shot, perfect. So I can't say I quite understand this one, but that's okay. Especially when you've got, look at all the work you did with rocks and water and stuff here. Why in the name of all that is holy did you decide, you know what? I put all these rocks and water here and made it look kind of cool and made a fairway that goes, 2 or 3 different directions. I've got a great idea. I'm going to put a big hill in front of where you tee off so that the only thing you can see is a hill. If you were to do that in real life, you would be the feature of an entire fried egg podcast. You can decide if they would be positive or negative about that. This is another just kind of cool little tee shot. I mean, you didn't do much around the water, and it's just a little bit. It's just some stones. But the shot itself, I mean, just look, the haze looks cool. You've kind of got this water over on the left thing going on. I just wish that more attention had been paid to, or maybe not attention, but that just the fairway had been a little bit better. Bim. Bim. Come on, HB. Let's be stupid. Ready for stupid, and go. Bounce off the rock. Yes! Oh. That almost made me giggle. Now I'm just sad. Oh. Just climb the hill a little bit more. I say, that looks like just to hit it hard and it'll go in kind of deal. I gotta say, countryside is a theme that lends itself to picturesque tee shots, though. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way the lighting bounces off the natural ground. I think it just looks good. This one's a little underwhelming. I think the use of stone over here on the left is too much. I don't think you needed it. I think hilling over here, just giving it a little extra elevation, you know, maybe bringing some planting down, even bringing the water more in front. I think this hole definitely could have been improved. Not going to impersonate shaving my head, though. He can keep that to himself. Let's donate money for me not shaving my head. For I have a large top of my head, and my ears stick out. I would look like a taxi with the doors open. All right. Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Back-to-back par threes. I like back-to-back par threes. You tried to use a water trick, and it didn't work. I'm not sure what happened. But, whatever it is, I'm sorry that it happened to you. Because that looks pretty awful. And I don't think it's your fault. Or at least not intentionally your fault, if that makes sense. Now, we'll skip right there. Hey, nice. Wow, nice little flat spot. I like flat spots. See this too, look at this. From the tee, this is kind of lovely. I mean, it just is like a little postcard. But then I zoom in and it goes like this. Oh, I like this hole. This is great. Oh my gosh, what is this? And your feelings get hurt. It's like my very favorite part of Happy Gilmore. It's where Shooter McGavin, you know, it gets hit, his ball lands on that guy's foot. And Shooter McGavin turns around and he's like, well, why don't you just shut it? Oh my gosh! Anyway. He's like, you can count on seeing me in the parking lot after the tournament. That was a pretty funny little spot there. Look at that. Paying some attention actually works okay. Hey, look at that. A raid with a party of 3. That's not a party. That's an intimate get-together. That's what it should say. Victory Lane Sports is raiding with a dinner party of 3. I can't say I understand what the deal with these posts is. I mean, you've put a sign. I think that's enough to get me to the tee. Maybe this is like some famous rock. This is where we hold human sacrifices. Maybe. I don't know. You came on your own like a big boy. He wears big boy pants. But this tee shot is not as aesthetically, or if you're Griff, aesthetically, pleasing as have the other ones been. Or as have been the others. There. I've corrected my English to a point. Oh, almost went in. I like this. 7 rating party. Don't copy. What, the human sacrifice? I won't. I'm sorry. I've already done my own small religious cabin in the woods. I don't need any more. Now, if you had mounted like goat heads on all of those spikes, that would have been kind of cool. Aesthetic. I know, I said that on purpose, but I won't copy it. Aesthetic. All right, so we've got, what is this? Is this fairway on a different hole, or is this fairway part of this hole? So I've got 2 fairways to play from. All right, buddy, I am just going to zip my lip because I don't... No, that was hole 9. That's what that was. Okay, that was hole 9. All right, I'm on board now. I think the split here in the fairways is a bit overstated and unneeded. I guess you did okay. You dropped this down, so there's kind of like a little gulch, so I can see that. The bunker work is a little off. This hole is still not quite as pleasing. If you guys haven't played this one, the tee shots on most of the holes from the tee itself, just looking out on them, have really been quite lovely. He's done a really good job with that, and I think some people could learn from his sight lines. The problem has been when you look at a shot and you go, oh, that's lovely, and then you zoom up and you see a fairway that kind of goes meow, 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 and it looks like it's got scoliosis. There's some problems. See if a fast swing is enough to get us there. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. No problem. No problem. This putt. Problem. Well, there we go. That was The Great Gatsby, which in the thread is said to be the Great Gatsby Golf Club, but this is in fact just the Great Gatsby. But I'll tell you what, I can see it being one that folks visit more than one time. There are some things that, like I said, you're going to have to just do some work on your own, that I don't think are going to be one of those things that come with time. They're going to be things you need to actually spend some time practicing on. Fairway widths and angles a little bit. But visually, until you got a little carried away with some of the rocks, don't become a rock man. You go ahead and stay, you know, a rock boy. That'd be fine. Until we got carried away with some of the rocks, the looks were really pretty nice, especially off the tee. So I like that. I'm going to end this one really fast, and then I'll come right back. And is Matt in here? Is Fritch in here? Or no? Because I was thinking of doing his next, but if he ain't in here, I'm not going to do it. Unless he doesn't want to be, in which case I'll surprise him and do it anyway. That's okay. I'll end here. I'll let him know that I'm going to do it and see if he wants to jump in, but I'll be back in just a minute.